Orc, how are you? How is it going?
Hey Francesco, thank you for calling me in here. I'm really I cannot believe it that I'm in your live stream right here. And hey to everyone, it's really good. Busy day today and like busy every day, grinding and all that stuff. So I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We are always busy, but this period is busier than the usual busy. Just to give an
Yes.
idea, I have another live events in 2 hours, and an upcoming conference that I have to prepare, and it's like in 3 days. Okay, but I really wanted to have this event with you as soon as possible because you are really crushing it on YouTube, and I also have a long story now. No, it's not that recent anymore. I see many people here in the chat. Hey Bob, hey Razvan. So I really wanted to dedicate this episode to your story, what you're currently working on. I also like to always understand your point of view in creating content, what worked for you, what didn't work, if it was that easy, if it was that hard, the differences between the beginning and now. But before we do all of this, I want to ask you a question that I usually don't ask, which is what's what's your name and how should I call you? Call you. So I'm just asking how want me to call you, and if you want to share also your name. But
Yes, of course. My real name is Uroš, but you can call me Orc, of course. Everyone are calling me Orc. I'm
okay.
originally from Serbia, but I'm living for 2 years in Spain, so that's the
Okay, perfect, perfect. So I think that I'll go with Orc because it sounds so natural to me, and it is also your
yes.
brand. So we want to really push on this brand. You can even have a couple of questions about the branding. I loved your LinkedIn profile picture. Really loved it. So genius idea. Okay, perfect. So okay, Orc, let's start with how did you get in tech? Because for example, now you also moved from Serbia to Spain.
Yes.
Is this related to the your tech career or not? And
No,
how
it's
did you
not
get started
related
in
at
tech?
all. Basically, I moved here 2 years ago, and it's maybe related to my YouTube career because, like, my 15th day here, I started my YouTube channel. It was the most like awkward moment to start a YouTube channel because I was in Airbnb. I didn't even have my own apartment, and I was like moving around and making videos in the same time. So that's like, to answer your question about content, that's maybe a good tip for everyone, like just start. And I think that's the most important part. And about my tech career, I started like 15 plus years ago, and I was always like a computer guy. I remember like when I was 6 years old, I was going inside MS DOS, going like C 2 dots, and then going to Aladdin directory and running aladdin.exe file. So I was always kind of techie. I always knew a bunch of things. I was like cracking the games and things like that. And then suddenly I don't know how and why, started with like HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, and here I am now here, like after 15 years, I'm doing what am I doing today?
Perfect, perfect. So we have a similar story. Also, I have say a long story behind like computers and stuff. So we were using basically the command line before it was cool, before it was actually the operating system,
Yes.
which sounds weird, but that's it. Yes, I love how people call you the 8-bit CN
8
guy.
bit Cienga, yeah. Yeah,
Perfect. We
totally.
also want to talk about this project. So, for you, content creation was different rather than your job. So you have, let's say, a long story in computer
Yes.
science, working with computer software, and now, let's say, quite recently, we can say, you started also your journey in content creation. One question might be, what was that part where you basically were just not creating videos, but I don't know, creating articles or maybe being more active on social media, or you just went straight from nothing to YouTube?
No, I literally went straight from nothing to YouTube. And I mean, there are multiple reasons why I started my YouTube channel. First of all, I don't know if you know WebDev Cody on YouTube. I really love his channel. He's sharing really a lot of stories, and I I kind of like that part where he's not even like creating thumbnails, not editing too much. He's just like sharing his stories, his knowledge, and I really enjoyed that one. So he was one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel. And like for my first 100 videos were really cringe, 100%. And now when I had my 2 years live stream, I was like looking at my old videos with my subscribers, and it was really funny. And you can see like that I'm reading from some script and things like that, and I'm not natural. It's not like I think that if you haven't done it before, you never can like do it immediately, like 100% natural. And that's definitely something that people need to learn. It's also a skill to like to record yourself, to make it look good, to explain it. I mean, it's not that I'm like recording something that I'm traveling or something like that. It's very like uh, educative content has to be really good in terms of like explaining in some simple terms something really complicated. And even if it is like something simple, like importing something, it can like you need to tell it like to an absolute beginner, and also in the same time like advanced persons needs also to say like, yeah, this is something that I do and he's doing it good. So the like content creation in that tech field, it's a little bit different, and you need like to you need some time basically to make it look good. And there are so many things, you know, you are like content creator, from recording the video, editing the video, creating the thumbnail, like looking for the right title. Is it hooky? Is it too hooky? Is it like good or not? Then we have like bunch of things like answering to comments, Twitter, and all that stuff. So there is really like you have to be some all-around person to do everything. And in the same time, of course, let's not forget, you need to follow all the tech related stuff. So you need to be like uh, in front of everyone in order to give it to them. If of course, now I'm telling, if you're giving some news or some stuff like I do. For example, now in tomorrow is the Next.js conference. I'm waiting for the conference, and that same night I'll record a video like immediately to publish it that night immediately, so I can get like some views and give it to my subscribers before someone else.
Yeah, you basically summarized the life of a YouTuber in 2 minutes.
Yes.
So it's a lot of stress. There is a lot of behind the scenes. I want to ask you, what is your favorite thing about YouTube? Like, what is the first thing that comes up in your mind if I say like, what's your favorite thing about creating videos on YouTube?
Definitely the community. I mean, I met so many people. I met you, for example. I met so many people like online that I'm chatting like every day. And that's definitely the best thing about YouTube, about social media, like in general, when we are talking about content creation.
Yes, and I can also say that it basically changed my life, and also
Same,
because
yeah.
of, I got my first salary offer as a DevRel in this series of podcast. So I interviewed the CEO, and after 6 7 months, out of the blue, I got an offer, for example, for a full time DevRel role in Twitter DMs, just to give an idea. So this is how easy, let's say easy in quotes, it can be.
No,
Because
it's
if
the
you,
same. It's
sorry.
the same thing for me. I'm currently working half time at what company? I was working full time before for that company, and the CEO of that company was like, he was watching my videos, OrcDev. I had maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7,000 subscribers back then, and he was like, I drank like 2 3 glass of wines. Let's just call him. Let's contact him. Maybe he wants to work with us, and that's it. Like it, YouTube like literally opened so many doors for me. Like we'll talk about it, BTN and some projects, and I think that all that stuff would never happen if I didn't start my YouTube channel. So it was definitely the best like decision for me for my career was that YouTube channel and content creation and going in that direction.
Yes, I really love this conversation, and I really feel like we are really on the same boat. Now I'd like to ask you something. Also, if you are here in the chat and if you have some specific questions, especially if you want to be a content creator, if you are creating videos, I know that people here in the chat, they create videos. Please, let's use these live events. By the way, we are reacting live. This is the first time that we actually talk. We made this on purpose. Don't miss this opportunity to drop some questions if you have anything to ask about creating videos, especially live events, especially about tech content. Why do you think that it's so hard to get started? For me, it was super hard to get started with YouTube. I wanted to start in YouTube in 2010. I even bought a camera that I still have. It's a bit old, but the next my first video is 2020. So I don't know how how it will be now if I would have started in 2010. But they say that when you regret that you should have started earlier, it means that you are on the right track. So why do you think that it's so hard for people to get started and they start thinking, and there is always a long time before, like, since the first time you think about for example making videos and the first video you actually publish.
Yeah, well, I think that definitely the main thing why people are not starting is they're afraid that they'll get embarrassed in front of like the whole internet and everything, and like that's really again, my story was that I came to Spain, and 15 days after that I started like making videos in Airbnb apartment. I can see here the question, like, what was my first setup? I still have my phone. I'm still not using like a proper camera. And I bought a microphone. It was $15. It was nothing fancy, and I just started. My first video had like 100 views, and that was probably from all of my friends that I sent them
Not
my
bad.
video and like subscribe. So I think that's the main thing, that people are afraid to say something wrong, to like get negative comments and things like that. And you just have to learn, like, even if I created some video, like when there was that whole glass thing with Apple, I released a video like I created the same thing with Tailwind, and it was not the same thing. I had the glass morphism, and that was liquid glass, and I like just misplaced those two, and I had a bunch of negative comments, and that's like my only video that had like 50% likes, 50% dislikes, and that never. I always have like 99% likes, and you just grind through it. Nothing, just move on. Everyone forgot about that. There are like more serious things that people forget on social media, so that's really nothing like to worry about. It happens, shift happens, so you just move on. And I think that's the main reason why people are not starting. And literally the best like moment to start is today. Like if you have some like decent microphone, just start. You don't it doesn't have to be fancy. I even heard like Mr. Beast said that your first 100 videos are going to suck anyway, so just start and improve each video just by 1%. And what it means 1%, I said this like to many people on Twitter. It's like in one video, just invest 5 more minutes in title. In other video, invest 5 more minutes in thumbnail. In third video, invest in intro, in like first hook sentence that you're saying in your video and stuff like that. So it's just making it better and better and better throughout. And it doesn't mean that you need to buy fancy camera or some fancy lighting or some setup like tech setup. It means like to improve your content quality, and I think that's the most important thing. And I'm still not some like 2 million subscriber YouTuber, but I don't have like fancy tech, and I get the views. It's not like millions of views, but I'm getting decent views. And I think you can do it like without fancy equipment, so you don't need to buy anything like super expensive or something like that.
Yes, I have a very, thank you. I have a very strong opinion on this, and my opinion is this: your setup should never be better than you. So you should have a setup which is worse than you. Why? Because if you have a 4K setup, super fancy mic, but then you stumble, you can't actually say anything meaningful. It looks, it might not be the reality, that I don't know your dad or someone bought you all that expensive stuff, and you look like a spoiled child that you can't do anything. Maybe it's not true. Maybe you had savings for a year to buy that camera, but it would be weird. I don't know, to see something in 4K that has low quality in terms of what you say. So you should always be better than your equipment. So that's the thing. So having bad equipment actually is good. Also, you have that. Not to say like that it's better, but it's better when you start and you are just getting started, and maybe you don't even know which microphone you want. Maybe you start with the default one, or you don't know with the camera you want. And there because videos can be different things. Maybe you want, I don't know, there are people, for example, who like, I don't know, these microphones, people who like, the lavalier, the one we will put here. So there are so many things you can do with videos that you don't even know. And I love your approach about not the single video, but your whole experience in creating videos. This is what a creator is. A creator is not a person who creates one video. A drawer is not a person who draws one drawing in their life. They are more focused on the whole process. So they are focused on improving the process and not making one good video from scratch from zero. That's very hard. Something that I think I almost never see, because you need the actual experience in creating video. This is, for example, one of the reasons why I like doing live events, because when you do a live stream, a live event, you improve in your communication skills. You improve in what you say. So that's why we are also live today. So this is why I'm a fan of this format. We have many questions, so I'm picking a couple of them. I love this one. Let's answer quickly, because now in the AI era, anything can be AI. So we are here live to prove you that we are either humans or a very good AI. I want to pick this one. How's your average day look like as a programming, coding, content creator? So also many other things. You have a family too, right?
Yes, I have a family. Yes, wife and 2 kids.
Wow.
So it's definitely hectic.
So programming and coding is actually the easy part, I would say. You can say. Maybe we can pick. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm always fighting with my wife, like to make room for me to make videos. I mean, I'm joking. I'm not really fighting, but yeah, it just needs good organization for all the things when you're working on something like that. And I'm also, like I said, I'm working half-time also as a developer. So I'm not like full-time content creator, but I'm trying. I'm grinding at night sometimes. Sometimes like kids go to school, so morning is mine for any content creation that I can, like, for anything to record something. So you just need to organize.
I always say the important part is the recording. So once the recording is done, you can edit with headphones. Even if the house is a mess, you can actually do the thing. Recording, you need the word to be silent, even because especially maybe you need to focus a bit. And yes, one quick question is that, like, do you record videos one by one, or do you record sometimes? Do you sometimes record more than one video in once? Usually I record one video at once. But,
I usually record one long video, and if I'm doing short format videos, then I can do like 3, 4, 5 in one session. Depends what am I making here.
Cool. I want to pick this one because also it was not that easy, even for me to grow on YouTube. Been doing very well lately, but the first 2 years they were quite hard and stealing, I would say. So I want to ask this question to you, like how hard it is to grow. What is hard to grow? Maybe he's asking, is it harder to grow on X or YouTube?
Yes, I think
it's the question. Okay, because I didn't see the X. Yeah, maybe just right Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, for me, definitely harder to grow on YouTube, because you need to do like bunch of things. You need to record, edit videos, to create thumbnails, to think about bunch of stuff. And on X, you can like just put one tweet and Elon Musk is going to repost you, and you'll get millions of views. I mean, it's not only luck, but I underestimated X, and I think that if I started with X together with my YouTube, I would definitely have now at least like 30, 40K subscribers on YouTube, because I didn't know that those two go so well like together. I started with X this year in April, and I think it's really good to have it like in that combo together with YouTube.
Thank you. I think someone says that I have some problems with microphone, so I'm gonna try to switch microphone during the live event. But I'll try. I'll try now and see if I can do. It's a bit hard to do, but I think with 1 minute I can do that. Let's
Okay,
see.
I can answer to Razvan question.
Which
maybe.
one? This
How do
one?
Pick the topics.
Okay.
Yes.
In the meanwhile, I will change. I
Mhm.
will see me doing stuff, but I will still hearing. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, well, this is an interesting question. Like, staying consistent with my branding, it's not easy because I'm OrcDev and I'm teaching about web development and all the like new tech with Next.js and things like that. So I'm not really staying consistent with my branding. If I would do that, I would create like probably video games my every video, and so I'm like my topics are always going like with new stuff, with something that I think could be like useful to my subscribers, to any like developer, not only to my subscribers. So that's a good question, and that's basically when we are talking about my branding, that's maybe my problem, because I'm org dev and everyone are expecting me to create like Warcraft themed stuff, but reality is that I'm like following everything the same like all other developers. It's not only like orcish stuff that I'm doing.
Okay. So how is the microphone now?
Good. Oh no, it's.
Okay.
I think we don't have that electricity anymore.
Okay. So, okay. So I'm lucky that I have also this one microphone. So let me know if that's fixed. I don't know what happened with the. I should use the other one, but it's good that I have multiple microphones. I can even do more. Like I'm even more free now that I have that one. So let me know if that was fixed. Maybe the quality is not the same, but it's fine. Okay, yes, yes. And let's see, fixed, perfect. Mic good. Okay, so this little microphone, let's say that won against the Shure SM7B. Okay, cool. Um, okay, Orca, I would like to ask you. I think we had one question about the timing. Like many people ask, like how long does it take? Maybe because you also want to start and you want to know how long did it take to film and edit your first video? Interesting question.
Yeah, interesting that I'm like, and today I need maybe 1 hour and 30 minutes from start to finish. Like I create a video probably in 30, 40 minutes, depending of course on the length. I'm not talking about like some big project videos of 3 hours. I tried also that. That's different. But my videos, like 5 to 20 minutes, I usually like film them in 30, 40 minutes. Editing doesn't take me more than 10 minutes. And later I need like probably again 10 minutes for thumbnail, title. I'm talking a lot with AI about that. So let's say 2 hours probably to check everything and from start to finish, that I can publish it like immediately to go on my channel. And that was the same story like with the first video probably. I don't remember like that I edited it something too fancy. That's because I followed web dev Cody and his way of things. Like you don't need to be perfect, just like make it. It needs to be just explained in a good way, and that's it.
Yes, I'm always a huge fan of good execution. For me, it was more like that I had like a block, like especially like it was hard to record the stuff, even enough stuff that I was quite proficient in. It was Docker in 2020. For the first 10 videos, I couldn't even speak on camera. It are actually videos of me actually running, so they had nothing to do with coding. So for me, it was more like a block. So this is why I understand that it might be. So, the real execution is not that long. It's more maybe about having good ideas, this having the environment that is already set up. I don't know if you have now I have the camera is always here. If I have an idea, if I want to record a quick video, I can do this literally in minutes. and for me the recording is usually takes more time. Then I think it depends on how you want the video to be done. Okay, if it's an announcement,
Yes.
if it's a long video. I love how people and developers they are always focused on the tools. So let's also talk about the tools. Since we are here, want to have because I really want to have an open discussion and I want to help as many people as possible. I know that we are all here now watching this live event, so we want to be this let's say very useful for you. So let's take these couple of questions. Then I have some more questions for you about your journey. Editor of choice. Do you have any favorite editor?
Yeah, for me, it really doesn't matter. I'm even like you're probably going to laugh, but I'm using the iMovie, like the default one from Apple on Mac that I have. That one was free, so I thought like why not? And I'm even like doing some weird stuff for my short format videos because it doesn't support like the normal 1080.1920. So I have to rotate it after I edit the video for short format videos.
Okay.
I'm not maybe a good person like to to ask something like that, but I'm recording everything with OBS. I would say OBS is probably the best tool for recording your videos. It's free and you can like control all the outputs, inputs, and everything. So I think that's really important. I tried also other recording software like Screen Studio, and I was trying it out for like 1 month or two, and subscribers were complaining, and I also had like a little bit of mental breakdowns because it was like I had to record again 5 minutes of me talking, and that's really not easy. So I just turned back again to OBS, and I'm happy with it right now.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, and I also think yeah, they are just tools. We can discuss what worked for us and what didn't work, but
Yes.
yes, yes, perfect. How is your neck? I think is this for you? Like something happened? I don't know. I don't know
No, I
if
don't
I don't know.
know.
Or is it for me? I don't know.
Who's next?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's next. Do you write scripts for your videos, or how do you plan what to say in the videos?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's actually really a good question. Uh, like, if you write too much scripts, I think that people are going to feel it. And that was my main mistake in the beginning. I had and On my live stream again, we watched some of my old videos, and you can see me saying some words that I don't even know. Like I'm reading from a script, and it sounds robotic, and it looks like I'm AI, and it's really not good like to read from scripts directly. It is good like in a way that you have some things like, let's say, in intro I'll say something like this, then like in content I'll do this, and then for my outro I'll do this, and then you just say it like on some natural way. I think that's the best way to do it. Maybe if you really don't know what to say, then you can ask ChatGPT like, hey, can you help me like to start with my intro hook to be a little bit more hooky, or if you want something like for your intro. But I really recommend everyone like just be natural, and I think that's the most important thing, and that the audience is feeling it, and that is really important. Like if we are reading directly from ChatGPT script, we are pretending we are someone else, and that's really like not me. I'm just reading the script, and I think it's better like to let it go like naturally with the flow, and that's it.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, and I think it's all about the style. It depends, but after once you start with a format, you will attract the people who like that format. So that's
Yes.
quite natural. It's
Yes.
similar to what happens with X, and I think that like the most successful content creators, they have a recurring format. It can be web dev code, it can be Fireship, it can be Prime, it can be Theo. So they have a format when they are very strong in, and that's why they attracted the audience who like, of course, them and that format. So in that case, for example, I think it actually works. Sometimes, yes, sometimes I do an intro with a script because I want to say those exact things.
Yes.
Sometimes if it's something that I just want to, maybe I built a project, I don't need it, so that's it. Yeah, yes. So before going on this, I want you to share what is your current favorite piece of content. It doesn't have to be the one with more views, but it can be. But like, what has been like your favorite video or content that you created so far?
My favorite. Well, I have a couple of projects that I really love, and mm, they're different, so they're not really going viral or with big views and something like that. So there is my project called Textual Games. It's like some AI project that uh, I love. I mean, I took that domain 10 years ago, and I plan to do that without AI. And now with AI, it had really a good chance, like to create stories with AI. So videos around that I really love, but people do not like that. So I'm like a little bit evading to make videos about it. And other than that, I really love my Shadcn videos. I mean, the now the latest one, like you can see my excitement in those videos, and I think that's what people love. Like because I'm really excited about that, I waited for those new Shadcn components really for a while, and while I was making that video, I was really excited, like talking about it. So those are definitely my favorites.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing this. Yes, yes, I see also so your excitement with Shadcn.
Yes.
Yeah, I always love like your tweets related to that because I'm always very enthusiastic. Yes, I don't know if you know Bob. I think you do.
Hmm.
Struggle with social interactions and not been. You have not been to any conferences. Do you go to a lot in-person events, conferences, or meetups? I don't know if this is for you or for me. I think it's mostly for you. For you,
Yes. Do you,
yes.
Francesco, go to some meetups maybe sometimes to
Sometimes,
conferences?
sometimes. Yeah, the problem
Yeah.
is that when I get invited to one conference, I go there and I get invited to two more conferences. So it's like Hydra's heads.
Yes.
So now, and I went to a conference in Italy and I got invited to two more. So it's this is problem is not scaling well for my life because and I say many no's for to conferences and I still get, but I said enough conferences for this year. Then I went to this conference in Milan and I got invited to a Google Dev Fest in Rome, first edition. It's in my city, and it's the Google Dev Fest. And
Nice.
with a talk I already have, I can't say no to this. It's this Saturday. So, but I can't say no because
Yeah, I mean
it's
it's
a
in
too
your,
good
yeah.
opportunity, and sometimes you have to make an exception, like to this rule, like no more pizza anymore. But today is a special day. Let's have the pizza.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
fine. It's fine. and and I think that. I don't know if this is related, and you have been to some conferences, I think, in person.
Yes,
One
yes.
already.
I
Yes.
was on a couple. Yeah, I mean, I
Let's
was
talk about
probably
this.
on probably 20, 30 conferences. Yeah, like I'm going to conferences when I can. And now in November, in less than a month, I have my first talk on a big conference, like in front of a bunch of people. So that will be a
Cool.
new experience for me.
Cool.
And again, we talked about like what was the thing that YouTube brought me. So that's probably something that I wouldn't do if I didn't start it with my YouTube channel, because I'm not sure like how well I'll like talk in front of a bunch of people, but these live streams, recording videos, and all that stuff, that's definitely helping, and I think it's going to be good. So that will be a really interesting experience for me, and because I saw that I can, that again, like you said, like Hydra's head, I started now like sending to bunch of conferences, like to Norway, Miami, and Romania, and a
Okay.
bunch of. So we'll see.
So
I think
maybe,
that would be,
so
yeah.
maybe at some point we will meet in 2000. I would say 2026 at this point
Yes,
because I'm
26
almost done.
probably we'll meet.
I
Yes,
travel a lot.
somewhere.
You also mentioned two cities where I go to conferences, which is Miami and Romania. So
Yes.
let's see. But and if you have also if you want to have a discussion about how if I can help. I think I can help in terms of like for especially if it's your first talk, but I'm sure you'll do good because you already have the technical preparation. It's just that it's a bit different. It feels different because there is actually feedback from people. You can even hear if someone is coughing, if someone is sneezing, you can feel. But
Yes.
that feeling is amazing. And that, or no,
Yeah.
for example, no, if you say a joke and you see, you hear that people are like laughing for real, or if you say something a bit controversial, if you say like, oh, you hear like this, like in the
Yeah. Yeah.
audience,
Yeah.
you
Like
can feel it,
emotions from the audience.
and that's something that, of course, YouTube is different, but I like that. They are YouTube is also powerful in another different way because you can do this for everywhere in the world. Conferences you actually have to move, and yes, you have been in 20, 30 conferences in your life, I would say.
Yes, something like that. I would
Not,
say
yeah, so
casually.
many. Well, no, quite many, I would say above average, I would say. But yes, 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 but this is the first time that you will talk,
Yeah.
so
Well,
you've
I
been
had
attend.
maybe 10, 12 years ago, I had some small talk, but on some like in front of some students about making some JavaScript game. So I have a little bit of experience, but that was really long time ago, so I would not count it in really.
Okay. And can you, I think you already mentioned this, but what the topic will be? I don't know, you didn't mention it yet,
Yes.
at least
So
today. No,
first talk will be about my 8-bit CM project, and
love it.
that's really the conference is called Way Web. It's in Malaga here in Spain, and that's the reason why I first like I had courage like to apply because it's in my city right here, and they accepted me like from my first like applied that CFP. And I think it will be really interesting because it's my project. I know it. I had already like an interview with Vercel about it, so I already have like all the questions and all the things that I think people want to hear. And it's definitely open source, and that's the biggest thing that like I want to give courage like to people to start with open source projects, and that it can bring them something. So that will be the main thing with the talk, to show like 8-bit magic, plus to give people like wind in their back for starting their own open source projects.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, and I love this idea of creating. When you want to create something, you create it open source. I've done this also recently. I think a couple of days ago, I created another open source one. I think I created two more. One, it was the hexagon stats. You can create an hexagon stats
Oh, I
for
saw that
anything.
one. Yeah. Mhm.
That's basically an idea for the talk because I wanted to bring these hexagon stats to compare programming languages like Rust, Go, and C++. So
Yes.
instead of just keeping it for myself because I couldn't find it on the internet, I created a very basic first version. I might actually go and improve it a bit in the upcoming weeks. I think Razvan has been the first person who actually saw this in action because it was when we did our content creator call. So he had the preview on that. And now I also created the one which is for creators, so the creator site template where you can actually showcase a lot of stuff. I love this idea of creating, when you want to create something, to create it open source and share the code with everyone so people can validate your idea, say that this is absolutely dumb, that they don't need at all, but at least you will get some feedback about this project and maybe some validation. So I really love that. I don't know if you can describe this. We are live, but let's say I don't know if you want to go full time as a content creator, but do you have a plan of creating,
Yes.
multiple streams of income? How is that? Basically, I want to just ask, what's your plan as a creator? Like, do you actually have a plan? Do you want to focus on something?
Yes. I actually started with that this month, and who incredibly helped me. It's you had a live stream with him as well, Florin Pop. You know him from Twitter, and you probably know him from a bunch of social media. And he was helping me like to like in the way how can I make money out of my content creation and things like that. And I was really like bad at negotiating with people, about anything like sponsorships and something like that. So I started this month, and I can say like good news, let's say it like that. This October, how I call it, I made for the first time in my 15 plus years career, I made more money from my content creation than from actual development. So that's really big thing for me. I still cannot believe it. And Razvan asked, like, Razvan, you have really good questions. Like you're shooting right where you where you need. So multiple sources of income. That's really a good question, because like for all content creators, you can create like you can get income from bunch of places. So you have ads on YouTube, you have ads on Twitter, you have, for example, affiliate links. That's something that I created recently, like my setup page on my website, where you have like my microphone, my computer, my lightning setup, etc. So you can like click and go to affiliate links. Somebody can maybe buy something from Amazon. So that's also like a decent. It can bring, if it brings $1, it doesn't matter. Like it's $1. So those are like, you have bunch of places where you can make some kind of money. And it really comes down again to marketing yourself, to talking, to negotiating. That's something that I really have. That's, let's say, my weaker thing in my hybrid build. Like I'm not building my druid right. I have damage, I have like I have protection, but I don't have maybe healing enough. So that's something that I'm working on currently. And I don't have plans to like give up on my job yet, but I want like this currently, like this kind of content creation works for me. I can do in the same time like my half-time job plus content creation. So I'll push this one until I see like that this is working really good. So I'm testing like now the ground and everything. Thanks, Razvan. Yeah, Florin is really like, Florin, if you're watching this, I love you, man.
Yeah, do you know that Foreign Pop has been one of the first people I've been connected with in 2019? Like I was connected to 4 people, and one of them was Foreign Pop. Like in
Oh, interesting.
2019, we met in Rome. We had a pizza together. I think he's one of my dearest friends on the internet. I met him before he had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I know everything about him, like all his story since 2019. It was basically one of the 2 3 people that I started becoming connected with, let's say back then. So I don't know if you knew this, but it's one
No,
of
I
my
didn't
dear
know it. Yeah, I
it's one
just
of my
saw it
dearest
in the live.
friends
Yeah,
on the internet. I mean, by the way, I made a screenshot and we will post it later.
yeah.
And I love his approach. I've seen going back on shape. He had glasses before, so like he made many changes. And and yes, I love his approach. Very authentic guy. And and yes, by the way, it's also Razvan is from Romania. So yes, it might be. Maybe one day we'll meet all together. Be you,
Oh,
Flip
that will
Pop,
be,
and
yeah,
Razvan. That will be great.
that will be awesome.
Every time I go to Romania, I ask him if he's going. I'm going to a conference called Dev Fest in Romania. It has been 3 years already. I think it's a quite good conference also, and but it's a bit far from his home. But I met him when he came in Rome, which is a bit weird. But yes, yes, and I think that about monetizing the content is a very important part to make it sustainable. I am a huge fan of making our project sustainable. I also want to give a quick shout out, of course, to the YouTube channel of OrcDev. So when we are content creators, the more attention we get, the more videos we can create. So I really want to push you to go on his channel, check it out, subscribe, make some noise on the. If you like a video that he made, leave a comment. I started leaving way more comments and likes since I started a YouTube channel. I don't know if it was the same for you.
Same.
Before, yes, sometimes but now I give way more support to videos, even when I don't have time to watch them all, because I like and I understand how important that might be for someone who makes this, and especially the time you take take this and turn this into some content, and someone can actually watch it and consume it. So absolutely, absolutely, perfect, perfect. Yes. So the about we talked about the videos, how much time does it take? How do you find ideas for videos? I think it is one of the most asked question. We didn't get this time, but we always get. So I'm sure that some people will like it. So how you do get ideas for new videos? Do you have a list? Do you just
Yeah,
just brainstorm the same day? How do you get ideas?
that's also really a good question. I have various sources. So I have Twitter. I have Daily Dev, for example, is really a good source of ideas, because that one is pretty much filtered down to your filter settings, basically. Then from other YouTube creators, like if you're like serious, just a little bit more serious about YouTube, you can watch other creators, like, and to see what is working, what is not working on different channels. So that's also a good way to find ideas. Then I'm making like a big list. I have, like, now if I open to you, like, I have enormous list in my notes, and I'm literally like making note within the note, like, what could I make a video about on that subject. And then if I like it, like, I can instantly see now, like, if that will be like attractive or not, first for me and then later for audience. So that's always a good question to ask yourself. Like, is this really worth it? Like, this video, is that like, is it bringing value in the end, like, to anyone? So, like, from there, from filtering that whole list, I put like 3 items from that list into a new list, and then I just choose what am I going to make next. Of course, later, like now, currently, I have a bunch of series. For example, I have that Better Off series where I'm like creating like a bunch of like streak videos that I'm just continuing with that same project. So that's something that people are waiting. So I know that I need to create something like that. Uh, and when you have a bunch of comments, you already, like, just write it down. What are people asking of you? If you see 3 or 4 times that something is repeating, so that's probably something that you need to invest your time in to create, because they're, after all, your subscribers. They are like liking, commenting, so that's definitely a good thing to work on.
Perfect, perfect. And I like this approach of like always want to create something that's also useful for the audience, but that you also like. So I think it's always a compromise between what we like, what people might like. It doesn't have to be like something which is on the edge, like people that something that you don't like, but then people just want, or something that you just would watch. So it's always something in the middle that we can try to move this this slide bar,
Yeah.
but usually I think it's better to keep it closer to ourselves, and then if we have something that we like that we can also people might like, I don't know, I made a full Rust crash course. Of course, people like it, or a specific thing, or about Next.js, or now this new open source project. So some ideas that might also some people might also watch it, and also can some people can discover you, because I think one of the goals on YouTube is to get discovered by someone who doesn't know us. Sometimes we attract some people who don't know us, and sometimes, especially if we add something for the first time, some people might not don't know that. So that's what maybe you might get some strange comments, but usually I associate this thing of getting some weird comments with the fact that you are actually growing. So when you start, I don't know if you have also experienced this, when you have maybe a video with more views, you get some people who don't have context of who you are, videos you create. I don't know. Do you even create videos about this topic? I don't know. Maybe you made 30, so that's clearly a person who doesn't know you. So what do you think about this? Because sometimes I get these comments on when I get many views, and that's fine. So it means that you are reaching new people.
Yes, yes, I had that also. Yeah, especially with ChatCN videos, like, and people are coming that I see that never saw ShedCM, for example, so they definitely didn't see also my channel. And yeah, I can see that also with big views, there comes really weird comments from people that are not your regulars. So I can say that's true.
Absolutely. I think the most unlucky one of people who commented me, it was a person who says like, don't trust what this guy says on this, says this, and check the official Docker documentation. They were unlucky enough that I am in the Docker documentation group. So they've been a bit unlucky. I would say that
Amazing.
that comment was a bit unlucky, but it is what it is. So. Love it. How did you? The way there is also the Docker Captain Summit in a week. So in a week I'll be in Turkey with all the Docker captains to do a summit in Turkey for 2-3 days, just to give an idea of the things I'm doing. Let's
Okay,
say
yeah. I
now.
didn't know
So
that. I didn't know that you're so like.
me neither. Like
Okay.
I knew this like 1 month ago. That so I took the flight tickets 2 months ago. How do you handle? I would say also add notifications, emails, DMs, and also you also want to have a life. I would add. So how do you handle all of this?
Yes. Well, that's actually a good question. Uh, I'm trying to answer, not trying, I'm answering to everything. So uh, that was like my thing from the beginning, that I wanted to answer to every single comment out there, except like for bot comments. If I see that it is a bot, I'm not answering. But I try to answer to everything, and I still manage to do it. It's starting to be really hard because I have really a lot of comments, especially on Twitter. But on YouTube, I try to comment to answer to every comment that I get. And there is on dashboard, Bob, I don't know if you know, there is like a comment section where you can see on YouTube dashboard, you can see all the comments. So you can just go there and like start one by one and answering all the things. Yeah, Francesco is probably now thinking like, what a crazy guy answering to all the comments.
I am. I am one of those guys. So
Oh,
you mean
okay.
you so actually I agree with you. I think I posted about Twitter about the cool YouTube feature that has that you can actually check all the comments you never
Oh,
replied.
yes, I saw it. Yeah,
I made the post. So
yeah,
on Twitter sometimes it's impossible. So sometimes I get so many notifications that I can't reply to everyone. Sometimes I missed. I think I missed a job opportunity. This is something weird that happened to me. I missed like a real like concrete and good opportunity on LinkedIn. But I was lucky enough that the CEO of that company was at the Codemotion Milan, so they actually came in person, said like, "Hey Francesco, like we sent you this message." And after that we talked, but I fixed that with the in-person people like pinging me. But I try to reply to everyone, of course, when someone makes sense and it deserves an answer. And this approach it takes a lot of energy. I balance this by not having notifications on the phone. So, for example, for me, Twitter and LinkedIn and Discord, another Telegram, even they don't even pop up. So I need to open
yeah.
the app to actually see it. On YouTube and WhatsApp, I have the notification. So that's let's say it's a hack, but let's say probably to reach me out, the best way is to either send me a YouTube comment because it's the only notification except for email that I actually see them. So, usually for social media I don't have them. The only social media I have with notifications is actually YouTube. So if you actually write a comment, I will probably write it when I check the phone, which is also silent. But that's the only way to survive. I think I silenced my phone when I reached 500 followers on Twitter, and I think I never turned it off, turned it on again. So yes, I'm doing a post on Twitter about like talking about Florin Pop because we have the screenshot, and yes, if you have any more questions. feel free to drop them. In the meanwhile, I would like to ask you, what's your plan for 2026? If you want to change something, if you are happy with what you're doing, you want to double down your strategy, what's your idea for 2026? Thank you.
Yes. So I have a couple of ideas, and first one is that I'll post 3 long videos a week. So that's like my first goal. Second one that I started today is that I want to post one short a day. Um, so that's again, I want to test out and to see, like, I think that my graph on YouTube will go like sky high. And the third new thing that I haven't announced it yet. That will be, I think, really interesting. I'm creating like a first season of development live streams with other content creators and developers, and it will be 8 episodes. And I already have like 8 developers that I'll work something on. And I was also I wanted to ask you, but you are like really busy. Maybe we can leave that for something else. And that would be, I think, really interesting. I wanted to make like some kind of content to be like 5% of talking like this, just to meet each other and to say something, then like 85% to work on something, on some mini project or something like that, and then 10% to answer all the questions and everything what we did, and to explain to the audience about the code and all the little things what we did to create that mini project. So and that would be like various content, like for example, one would be about testing, the second one about vibe coding, third one about coding something like in Next.js, fourth in React Router, etc. So I'm planning. I think that that's why I asked you about StreamYard and all the things like for live streaming software. And I took StreamYard and I tried it out. I tested it out. It's really good. I really love it, and that's something that I think will really like be good for my channel and for me, like for talking and for everything, to be on live streams, so I can like control the content and just do my thing on a live stream, like to code something and to make some projects.
Cool, cool. So I think that's a very good idea. I think I have a similar format which is called in action. So we do something and in action. So we have exactly
Yes.
this like 2-3 minutes intro, a lot of coding, and then something at the end. So it's a format that people also like it. And so good luck with that. If you ever
Thank you.
want to do something about Rust and Docker, I think they are my cup of tea. I can also do something with JavaScript, but there are people who code in JavaScript every day, so that's it. Don't ask me to do something with CSS, please, but I can also try. Give it a
We
try.
still need to create something with Rust together that is connected to World of Warcraft, so we'll
Let's
see.
see. Let's see. Well, we have also the idea of, of using the Battle.net APIs in some ways.
Yes,
So
yes.
that might be an idea. I don't know. We can keep it. We can keep it. So that's it. But I like the idea of having a series when you can showcase something and you can build something for real. I really love the approach, and I also think that doing some collaborations with other creators is something that you should absolutely do. We should never be afraid of having someone. I also have here more than 250 guests. It's a great way for me, to connect with someone, know a
Of
bit
course.
more about them. Also because sometimes I don't know if this is also your problem, but since I became a content creator, for me it's a bit hard, to check everyone's content. I also checked some of your videos, but I couldn't check, for example, the whole channel. I think it's the same for you because we are busy. We have to choose. I don't know. Should we create content, have a life, or watch some other people content? Usually, I focus more on creating my own content and maybe try to have
Yes.
a life and sleep enough amount of hours. So that's the thing. But when we do, for example, a live event, I know, for example, what you're currently working on. That now you have a series of things that what you want to build, what you want to create. So these live events are also an update for me to maybe for upcoming, because maybe we'll find an idea and then we can do another collaboration. So usually after we do one podcast, the next collaboration can be a bit more technical. We can go into more some of the details. We can build
Yeah.
something together. We can contribute with someone, maybe create a project together. So that's the thing, and that's the core project. We already crossed 1 hour. That's incredible to say, but this
Oh my.
hour literally flew.
Yes.
Like, yes, exactly what when you do a ride in the evening, so 1 hour you can pass like so quickly. Razvan has to leave shortly. Okay, promises me some authentic spaghetti carbonara and miss the opportunity. Yes, of course. So since I'm from Rome, I'd say carbonara is my really cup of tea, or is my real pasta. And but yes, so really enjoyed this conversation, Orc, and I want to ask now just a couple of more questions. One is the one that I promised in the Twitter, but the first I want to ask you like about the all the branding thing, because I think you are doing it very well, and you are also the proof. Because, for example, if someone asks me to review their Twitter profile, usually I say use a real profile picture, because this is what I suggest to the common people when they don't know what to do. In your case, you didn't use it, but you are also very consistent in using your non-real profile picture, and I think at some point it starts to work. You are not the only example. I had already a couple of good examples, but I think now you are the strongest one. So what about all of this? Like, do you like it? Do you feel that sometimes it's a bit hard? For example, I don't know, when you are on LinkedIn. So I'm really curious because you have a very interesting personal branding, which is of course amazing, and I think it can help even to attract some people and attract some friends and stuff. So what about your personal branding? I'm really curious about this one.
Yes. Well, it was like I was thinking in the beginning, like, what should I use? And I wanted to use, like you said, like my profile picture, my first name, last name, and I really didn't feel it like that to use something like that. So I wanted something unique, and I had that idea about OrcDev because I obviously played a lot of video games in my life, and I started with that orc branding, and everyone were telling me that I'm crazy, and I'm still receiving a bunch of comments that I need my real picture on Twitter and like all the things that you said. But now, like in last 6 months, I can see really that it is working actually. Like people know when they see orc, they're like I'm getting like replies from people inside some totally different conversations about something else. Like they see an orc and they tag me like, hey orc, here you are. Like nothing like with development or something like that, and people are starting to recognize me in that branding, and I really love it. And I really loved like that fact that I'm org dev and all that stuff, and they could put all those like gifs in those replies. I think that's really powerful on Twitter, the thing I'm doing. And yeah, when we come down like to conclusion, I really love it, and that's it. It doesn't have to be always like super smart and something like from marketing perspective. It's just something I love, and that's it. I created it like for myself, for people to call me orc.
Yes, and I think that yes, if you do something that like you do, and you do it very consistently, it can really crush it. It can really make you stand out. The only thing is that you can't do this like half and half. For example, like you have to go all in if you want to do this in this way, and then it would work very well, or it will work very well. I don't know. So
Yes.
that's so that's the thing, and I think that the fact of standing out is very very important. And I think, and yes, the fact that you get tagged on things, I think is the most powerful thing on branding. For example, I get tagged recently a lot when there is someone talking about Rust in some ways, either good or bad. But that's
Yes.
that's very powerful for me, because I know, for example, I'm about to release a Rust book. I have a Rust series. I do also Rust coding and stuff. So the fact that someone, when they think about Rust, they tend to think about me. It's very powerful for me, and it can be very similar to you, and it can also be, of course, not just Orc, but also with ShadCN, your projects.
Yes,
So
yes.
this
It
is
does
where you
look the
get
same.
the this is where you say you really improve your social media presence, and you're not, just in your bubble, I would say, because usually, even if we have a good amount of followers, we are still, all the same people, the same day, talking about the same
Yes,
stuff. Sometimes when someone tags us on a totally unrelated place, then we get known and we get discovered by new people, and this is very powerful, because you see, now finally we get known, we get known more. I have another live in less than 1 hour, so not on this channel, but that, because I'm doing a quite crazy project with other two Italian friends, so we are streaming in Italian on another channel that's still also mine, but this is something that we do once a month. So I'd actually have to wrap up. Sadly, I would like to talk more. Next time we can do something more technical, more technical. But I really
definitely.
enjoyed your branding. You are really crushing it on YouTube. I missed your live event, but we can I will catch up next time. We are. I think everyone is here for the last question, which is this one. So we'll keep it short, like 5 minutes, because I want to know. I want to know more, like, about your, how much did you play, what the work, like, let's say keep it like 2 3 minutes or 5 minutes, because I'm really curious, like, if you played a lot, if you played for a while. Uh,
Yes.
yes.
Well, I played a lot, and I started from vanilla World of Warcraft, so from the beginning, and then I ended in the Wrath of the Lich King. So that's exactly like and I don't know like how many years is that, but that's like pretty much. And favorite word of World of Warcraft class, what should I say? Should I say like elf druid? It's orc warrior, and I started with orc warrior, and he was called Golmar. That was my main. And most of people think that I'm PvP player, but I'm actually more PvE player, and I really enjoy like
Interesting.
dungeons, raids. But today, when I think about it, I said it to Francesco, I think, once or twice. I would just love to go in the oasis of Barrens and to start to fish and to do like nothing else. And if I knew that it would be like that, I would buy World of Warcraft now. But I know there would be some guys like, hey, let's go to dungeon. I would say okay, and then I would end up in raid tanking and collecting legendary gear and things like that. So I live probably World of Warcraft from like, I don't know, maybe some live streams, Francesco, if you
I don't know.
if you
We will
treat
see.
me.
We will see. We will
Yeah.
see. We will see. And for now, it's fine. And but no, but I like that. I also, I because I actually. I think I played that for a bit on not of I think I never said this, by the way, on social media, so I think it's this time, because I never shared my World of Warcraft experience. I said a couple of times that I was close to becoming a professional player for a while, but I think it was very close. And then basically I gave up because I had to do some university exams. So basically I got kicked out by that professional guild, but that's probably have been a good thing.
Yes.
So it was good. I didn't feel good when I was kicked by that. It was a very professional guild. So I started on non-official servers. I think I started playing on the official server right before the Burning Crusade. I was doing the computer science degree in the meanwhile, and then I played for the Burning Crusade. Then I played. My main character was DK that night. So I started playing Wrath of the Lich King since day one, and that's where I
Yes.
played for the most of time. And then I had like a very advanced, a very good, let's say, that night when it was just released. And when you play the new class on the new expansion, and you play it a lot, you already know that that's OP basically.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
wa- and
okay
it,
back
it,
then.
it was really OP. And so that's let's say when I played the most. And yes, I will be very curious, as I said, to maybe play around with Battle.net APIs, check the Blizzard developer thing, because I actually never used that in the past. So I'll be very curious to take this as an excuse, and maybe I can even I can even involve you in this small crazy project, because it might be an excuse to show people what an API is, to showcase the syntax of Rust when you call an API, see how many requests I can handle. So this is something that I want to do at some point. It's on the list of the things I want to do. The problem is that I have like 50 things I want to do, but this is I will keep reminding you, because at some one day I will wake up and I say it's time, let's do it, and we will create this thing. So what do you think? Is it a good idea or not?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good idea.
So yes, I think we can. Since we have quite experienced developers, I think we can do way better job basically on the existing, maybe the famous websites, because maybe they are a bit old and they do what they can, of course. But I will be very curious about this. And yes, so Orc, I have to go because the live stream
You
in
have
40
another live stream,
in
yeah.
40 minutes, not
Good
on this
luck
channel,
with it.
but on the Italian channel that I have. So thanks for being here. I really enjoyed this open conversation. This was our first coffee chat. So that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
thank you,
Thank you for
thank
inviting
you.
me.
Okay, perfect. Bye everyone. I was doing a big robotics project. You had to put 39 inside robot inside the robot. Synced in Lake. Okay, that's a bit weird, but it's also, since like synced in a lake and your nickname is Frog Boy, so maybe you gave maybe this is the reason why you have this nickname. I don't know. But sorry, but I think that now the graphic cards, they are way cheaper. I bought my 4090 for $2,000, a bit less than $2,000. I think now you can have a 5090 for $500. It's still a lot of money, but for example, compared to what I paid, I think at now, I mean, it depends on your budget and your salary. But why? My question is that why did you put a 39 in Santa Robot and that was close to a lake? So that's my question. But anyway, thanks, Orc. It has been great to finally talk to you in person. Now I feel that we are even more connected. If we were not enough. We wish you best of luck with live events.
Thank you.
The talk, feel free to reach me out if you want to have another conversation about that, if you want to invite me, or if we want to do something. I tend to do live events so we can help more people at the same time.
Yes,
And
that's
that's it.
actually not a bad idea if it's
Yes.
good, like for your channel.
Yeah. We basically could have done just this. I like to do this so we can also help someone. Like you
Yeah.
said, like for the community. So we could have done this, just off, but since we are here, and this is why it's powerful, and
Yeah.
YouTube is so powerful that you can use it however you want. Best of luck with all your projects, your experiments. I'm a huge fan of experimenting things and see how they go. Feel free, of course, to still use DailyDev. I think DailyDev can help a lot in terms of traffic. I don't know if you can actually put YouTube videos on DailyDev. I think you do.
Yes. I'm
you have.
actually in I think on 6th spot there with reputation on
Sometimes I share some stats,
DailyDev.
and you were
Yeah.
growing a
Yeah.
lot, even more than me. So it's cool. I'm very super happy. And yes, so best of luck with that.
Thank you. And just one more
Okay.
thing, I forgot to mention that
Yes.
Francesco sponsored this one. If you guys can see this Orcish helmet, so I couldn't get it without him. It's
That's,
a Berserker helmet from Orc from the Lord of the Rings. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that was very crazy. I was at the Commit Your Code conference in Dallas.
in
I
USA,
saw
yeah.
that thing and I say, okay, I have to do this for sure. So now, of course, I'll have this lifetime, let's say, probe of this. But no, it's nice to support This is really to showcase that we can even support content creators even in weird ways, because sometimes content creation it's a bit weird, with all these cameras and microphones. Sometimes we have to do something a bit weird, and I felt that was weird enough that I can be weird enough to do that. So I wanted to be that weird person who can do that. But it's just to show support and is to validate that what you are doing right things and stuff. Perfect. Orc, I have to go because I need another espresso before the next live stream. And so best of luck with everything, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Okay?
Thank you for the
Bye.
invitation. See you,
Yes.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Join
Bye-bye.
the horde.
Bye.
Bye.